Right before trial, the defense makes an offer to try and settle this case. You turn around and say, absolutely not. I'm going to trial unless they offer this amount of money. Now your case goes to trial. You're on trial for 2 weeks. The jury comes back with a verdict, and now what do they give you? They give you this amount of money, much, much less than what the defense originally offered. Can you now go to the defense lawyer and try and get that original offer that, even though you rejected it, is significantly higher than what the jury gave you? You want to know the answer? Come join me for a moment as I share with you some terrific information. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury attorney. All right, so now you brought a lawsuit against your doctor claiming that he was careless and that his carelessness was a cause of your injury. The doctor refuses to acknowledge he did anything wrong. And he says, whatever I did didn't cause you harm and injury. And even if it did, your injuries really are not that bad. So now he says, I am never going to negotiate with you. What happens then? Your case goes all the way to trial. So now 2 years later, your case finally comes up for trial. And the defense, recognizing that there may be an inherent problem and maybe that the jury is going to come back with a very significant offer, decides to cut it off at the pass. And now they offer you a significant amount of money. You immediately reject it, and you are outraged. You have this righteous indignation. How dare they offer me this amount of money? My case is worth so much more. And you refuse to acknowledge or accept their offer. Okay, fine, you have that absolute right. And now you go to trial. You're on trial for 2 weeks, 2 long weeks where your emotions are going up and down like a roller coaster each and every day. Finally, the case goes to the jury. The jury now comes back with their verdict. Yes, they find that the doctor was careless. Yes, they find that his carelessness was a cause of your injury. And now they get to evaluate how much money you are to receive for all of the harms and losses and damages that you incurred. And now as they read off the different elements of damages that they are going to give you as compensation, your heart drops. You have this knot in your stomach. Why? Because the amount that they are giving to you is really, according to you, insignificant. And it is certainly much less than what the defense originally offered to you before trial to try and settle this case. And you are shocked, you are devastated, you are disappointed tremendously. And now you're wondering, what can you do? The first thing that's going to happen is your lawyer is going to ask the judge to throw out that verdict as being against the weight of the evidence. Assuming that the judge does not touch the verdict, now you may have the option of appealing if there were legal errors made during the course of your trial. But to go ahead and appeal is very costly, and it takes another 1 to 2 years from start to finish for the appeal. And there are many different options that can result from a particular appeal. So now, before you leave the courthouse, you pull your attorney aside, and what do you say to him? Listen, I want you to go over to the defense attorney, and I want you to try and get them to offer us again the same amount of money as what they offered before we started the trial. And you know what your attorney says? He says, that's not going to happen. He says, I'm willing to go and talk to them, but you know what they're going to do? They're going to say, have a nice day. That's not happening. Why? Why would they ever want to go ahead and now offer you significantly more money than what the jury has just come back and given to you? There's no incentive. There's no leverage to compel them to do that. Instead, in all likelihood, they're going to turn around and say, listen, you had that opportunity. You lost that window of opportunity. You forced us to go to trial. We spent all this money to try this case. And now you want us to go ahead and offer you that same amount of money? Not a chance. You don't like the verdict? Go appeal. Have a nice day. That's likely what's going to happen. So you may be disappointed. You may have different expectations of what the jury's going to do. And ultimately, now that the jury came back with a verdict which is substantially less than what you were originally offered, going to the defense attorney to try and get that money again is in all likelihood not going to happen. So why do I share this great information with you? I share it with you just to give you an insight and an understanding into what happens in these cases here in New York. You know, I do recognize you likely have questions or concerns about your own matter. Well, if your matter did happen here in New York, but you have not yet started a lawsuit and are thinking about bringing one and have questions that need to be answered, what I invite you to do is pick up the phone and call me. You know, I answer questions like yours every single day, and I'd love to talk to you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, Gerry, at Oginski-law.com. Well, that's it for today's video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a wonderful day.